I'm signing a presidential memorandum to establish the Memphis Safe Task Force, and it's very important because of the crime that's going on, not only in Memphis, in many cities, and we're going to take care of all of them, step by step, just like we did in D.C. We have virtually no crime in D.C. right now. This task force will be a replica of our extraordinarily successful efforts here, and you'll see it's a lot of the same thing, although the numbers here are really something. That we're sending in the big force now. We also sent them into Chicago on a sort of a moderate basis, and we brought down crime a little bit in Chicago, but we're now going to bring it down very big. We're going to be doing Chicago probably next.
Israel's bombing of Qatar last week angered Arab states, who met in Doha to show a united front. The strike, an attempt to kill the political leaders of the Palestinian Hamas militant group, opened another chapter in a history of fractious regional ties since Israel's creation in 1948. Here's how that tense relationship has played out for some major Arab countries. Israel's Qatar strike shone a spotlight on the Abraham Accords, signed during US President Donald Trump's first term. These normalised diplomatic relations between Israel and Arab signatories. Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates signed first in 2020, a deal brokered by Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner. It broke a taboo to become the first Arab states to recognise Israel in a quarter century. Morocco and Sudan followed suit. Israel and the UAE have since developed close economic and security ties and a free trade pact. But they've been strained over Israel's war in Gaza, which was started after Hamas launched a deadly attack across the border in 2023. Israel has since been widely accused of committing genocide against the Palestinians and has accelerated settlement building. Public opinion in the Arab world has grown angrier. These factors can't be ignored by the biggest prize in Israel's sights: rich regional powerhouse Saudi Arabia. In February, Riyadh said it would not establish ties with Israel without a path to the creation of a Palestinian state. Historically, Egypt struck the first Arab peace treaty with Israel in 1978 at Camp David. The two countries had fought wars in 1948, 56, 67 and 73. Egyptian President Anwar Sadat, who agreed the deal, was assassinated 3 years later, and the treaty remains deeply unpopular among Egyptians. Israel and Egypt cooperate on oil and gas, but little else. Israeli and US suggestions that Gaza's population should be partially resettled in Egypt's Sinai angered Cairo. Jordan was the second Arab state to make peace with Israel in 1994. By some estimates, more than half the country's population is Palestinian, many descended from refugees. Jordan controlled the West Bank and East Jerusalem from 1948 until Israel captured and occupied the Palestinian territories in the 1967 war. For Jordan and Egypt, the peace deals are central to security, foreign policy and their ties with the United States. However, anger over Israel's treatment of Palestinians is widespread.
I heard some distant explosions very far away, so we went to sleep. And then there was a super strong explosion which blew out our windows. I immediately went outside and ran to my neighbors to extinguish the fire. I was so worried about them. We were in this room, here. There wasn't much damage. Only one window was blown out over here.
President Donald Trump said on Monday that the U.S. military carried out another strike on a Venezuelan drug cartel vessel that was on its way to the United States, the second such strike against a suspected drug boat in recent weeks. Trump's post on social media included a video, which appeared to show a vessel in a body of water exploding. Venezuela's government in the past accused the U.S. of AI manipulation. Reuters conducted initial checks on the video with an AI detection tool, but the video was partly blurred, making it impossible to confirm if the video was manipulated. Hours before the post, President Nicolas Maduro said the recent incidents were an aggression by the U.S.
No es una tensión.
This isn't tension, it is an aggression all down the line. It is judicial aggression when they criminalize us. It is political aggression with their daily threatening statements. It is both diplomatic and military aggression.
Y es una agresión en camino de carácter militar. Y Venezuela
is empowered by international law to confront this aggression comprehensively. It is not tension, it is aggression.
no es una tensión, es una agresión.
A U.S. military strike on September 2nd killed 11 people and sank a boat from Venezuela. Despite demands from U.S. Congress members that the government justified the action, the Trump administration has provided scant information about the attack. The Venezuelan government has said none of the people killed belonged to the Tren de Aragua gang, as the U.S. alleged. Trump said on Monday that the second U.S. military strike on a Venezuelan drug cartel vessel had killed 3 men, adding that it occurred in international waters. The latest strikes come amid a large U.S. military buildup in the southern Caribbean.
Nepal's deadliest protests in decades erupted during peak tourist season. It's disrupted businesses preparing to welcome trekkers to its world-famous mountain trails. In Tumul, the tourist hub of capital Kathmandu, shops and restaurants were empty Monday, days after the end of violent anti-corruption protests that left 72 dead, over 2,000 injured, and which led to the resignation of former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. Tourist arrivals fell 30% compared to last year, and bookings were cancelled. Ram Chandra Giri arranges trekking expeditions and owns a Japanese restaurant.
You know our situation in Nepal, right? So this is our beginning of the season. It is very bad for the tourism industry, right? But we hope Nepal will be better than before.
Tourism contributes 8% of Nepal's GDP and relies heavily on its famous mountain treks, including from Mount Everest's base camp. Foreign tourists usually start treks from Kathmandu, but last week's dramatic images of a burning parliament and Hilton Hotel led many countries to issue advisories to avoid non-essential travel to Nepal. Deepak Raj Joshi is CEO of Nepal's tourism board.
A few administrative buildings, houses are damaged, which is a very unfortunate incident. I think the government budget need to be spent in rebuilding these structures. A few hotels are damaged, which might give a negative message to not only the visitors but the investors as well.
Nepalese authorities and business owners remain hopeful of tourists returning, even as the stability of the government remains in question. Oli has been replaced by former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as the interim Prime Minister, the first woman to lead the country. She is tasked with holding a new parliamentary election called for next March.
My shop was washed away. In this market, there were 7 shops. Not even one is left. Nothing is left.
From how the iPhone slimmed down to who's donning smart glasses. This is Tech Weekly. Apple launched its latest gadgets. Company boss Tim Cook had big claims for the new iPhone Air.
We're taking the biggest leap ever for iPhone.
The tech giant says this is its slimmest smartphone ever, but critics noted a lack of big updates on AI, where Apple is widely seen to be lagging rivals. Oracle was once seen as an AI laggard too, but that's all changed. Its shares climbed over 35% in one day after a blockbuster forecast for sales related to the new tech. The Wall Street Journal says it has a cloud computing deal with OpenAI worth $300 billion, among the biggest in history. Meta could soon have a new rival for its augmented reality glasses. Tech publication The Information says Amazon is developing a competing product. Its rival to the Meta Spectacles will reportedly feature microphones, speakers, a camera and a full-colour display in one eye. The report says a launch could come late next year or early 2027. Australia has told social media platforms to use minimally invasive methods to check the ages of users, covered by its world-first teen social media ban. The country's e-safety commissioner said firms could use existing data to reliably infer users' ages. Governments and companies are closely watching the efforts to block social media use by under-16s, which kicks in from December. And Alphabet has joined the $3 trillion club. Its valuation has now gone above that level, giving it membership of a select group including Apple, Microsoft and Nvidia. Shares in the Google parent are up around a third this year amid AI enthusiasm. A recent court ruling that it doesn't have to sell off its Chrome browser or Android phone operating system has also helped.
And the Emmy goes to The Studio.
Show business satire The Studio and emergency room saga The Pit reigned supreme at this year's Emmy Awards on Sunday.
The Pit!
The latter was named the year's best television drama, an upset over Severance, the surreal commentary on corporate power that went into the red carpet show in Los Angeles with the most nominations. Hit star Noah Wyle took the prize for Best Drama Actor, his first Emmy. He had previously been nominated 5 times for his role in the medical drama ER, but never won. Wyle thanked healthcare workers in his acceptance speech.
To anybody who's going on shift tonight or coming off shift tonight, thank you for being in that job. This is for you.
Seth Rogen!
Meanwhile, Seth Rogen also claimed his first Emmy for Best Comedy Actor in The Studio, which also won Best Comedy Series. Adolescence, a dark Netflix story about a teen accused of murder, received the Best Limited Series honor. Its 15-year-old star, Owen Cooper, was named Best Supporting Actor in a limited series, becoming the youngest winner ever in that category.
I think tonight proves that if you listen and you focus and you step out your comfort zone, you can achieve anything in life. Like I was nothing about 3 years ago. I'm here now, so.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was celebrated as Best Talk Series for the first time in its decade-long run. CBS, the network that broadcast the Emmys, came under scrutiny in July when it announced it was canceling the show for financial reasons. In his acceptance speech, a smiling Colbert thanked his employer for, quote, the privilege of being part of the late-night tradition. Meanwhile, Hack stars Jean Smart and Hannah Einbinder claimed Best Actress and Supporting Actress awards in the comedy field. The latest season of their series tells the story of a comedian who clashes with the network that airs her late-night talk show. In one of the few political moments of the night, Einbinder ended her speech with a call to free Palestine.
And free Palestine, thank you.
HBO and Netflix led all networks with 30 Emmy Awards each this year, while Apple TV Plus received 22.